Hi guys, it's Nelly, and today I'm in the front of the camera. Ooh. No, but today I'm doing another one of those weird type of videos where it's not really a tutorial, more going along with me, and as the title says, we will be finishing some dolls. You know those dolls you have who are kind of just like you did them, or you finished them, or you didn't finish them, and they're just lying around and you don't know really what to do with them, but you still like them, you still want them to be finished, but you have a lot of other projects. So my idea was that I will just finish them all in one video, you know, to motivate me to actually finish them. Yeah, I hope you will enjoy this. I hope I will enjoy this. I haven't started yet. Yeah, let's do that. Today we will be working on these dolls. So let's talk a bit about the dolls and why I want to fix them. So first we have our Kingdom Hearts doll, which I still haven't really named, but yeah. I actually love the outfit. I think it's very cute and it looks like a good doll in general, but one thing I've been bothering on, like directly after I uploaded the video, is the shoes. So that's actually the only thing we're doing on her, and maybe like fix some smudges I have on her leg. I usually always put the dolls in glass cupboards after finishing them and have them on display. So I don't really look closely at them unless I take them out for another photo shoot or something. So yeah, the second one is this Nick Wilde doll I did before I started the channel, and I'm actually quite happy with him in general and stuff like that, but he doesn't have a tail. And if I have the strength, I will probably give him a new shirt, just because this one is very amateur-like, and I feel like I can do better this time. Next to Nick we have Judy, and she is unfortunately in the nude. I'm sorry about that. So also a doll, I did it together with Nick, and she didn't get clothes and her ears aren't finished, and I actually don't like the eyebrow at all. So I feel like she has a long way to... Yeah, I really need to finish her because she's so cute otherwise. I just never took my time. You might be surprised, but my little boy here, I love him, of course. It was fun to experiment and stuff like that, but it's one thing I couldn't stand, and as everything, is the shoes. And not only like, I don't like the frilly part, but the worst part, and the fact that I didn't color the pad and it's pretty crutchy. One of the shoes are inside out and I didn't notice that until later. So quick fix, I'm gonna do that. Fifth doll is this Pennywise doll that I did actually right after the movie came out. I really actually liked the movie, and I don't like horror movies. I like thrillers more, but I don't like typical horror movie, but that one was so good, the new Pennywise movie. So I started on this doll, and I feel like she needs an outfit and she needs some new hair, some TLC, some love. Actually, I would need to spray this too, but I think we will see about that. And then we have d.va. d.va is actually one of my favorite dolls that I have done, but my biggest problem with her is the hair. I don't know what happened to her hair, but it became all frizzy-like and stuff, and it didn't really take, even though the bangs are pretty good. There's really just the hair, and then I did notice later on there was a lot of smudging on this side with like gold paint, so I really want to fix that to maybe give her her bunny symbol and the headphones. Let's see, but just to make me more happy with her, because she is really cute. Of course I would like to give her some pair of shoes, but me and shoes. And the last one, the piece de resistance, Chat Noir. I've been working on Chat Noir for a really long time, and it's been going really slowly with him, but I really like him so far. It's just like he doesn't have hair yet, and I haven't really found the perfect hair for him. Also, it's very dusty and I can't get that out. I don't know why. But I think he needs some hair some details, and then he will finally maybe be done. So yeah, that is all the dolls we're gonna fix in this video. I hope you're gonna enjoy this, and I hope we will come out with something good. Let's get to it. Let's start with shoes. I'm just gonna rummage through my shoe box and find some that I think would fit with my idea. My first pair are these Draculaura boots that I'm thinking of just recoloring to fit my Judy Hopps doll. And the second ones are these clear ones for d.va. If you've seen the d.va video, you may know that I didn't want her to have shoes because it looked like they were part of her costume in the game. But the longer I've had her standing, the more she just doesn't look complete without, so let's give her some shoes. For my Kingdom Hearts girl, I will just trim the edges and give them some new color. And for my pastel boy, I will be giving him a whole new pair of Uggs. Let's start with d.va. I cut out 2 longer strips to act like a heel, making sure it's the right size. And then I snip out the old heel, saving it for another project, hopefully. This is how the heel look when it's trimmed. And I will be using wooden glue to make it stick to the shoe. This shoe is really slippery. But while that is drying, let's base color Judy's boots black. I'm using regular acrylic for this. So, while letting them dry, I'm starting to remove some unevenness on my Kingdom Hearts girl's shoes. On my Kingdom Hearts girl's shoes. And I kinda took too much. Let's try to make it work. And when that is done, I'm going to use 2-part epoxy sculpt, mixing it and rolling it out, so I can stick it onto the shoe for some detailed work. Simple, but it makes it look so much more complete. I let it dry for about a day. I'm going to strengthen the d.va heel by applying about 3 layers of wood glue. Of course, letting it dry in between. While everything is drying, let's make some new Uggs. I didn't have any blue fleece left over, so I opted for this light brown beigeish color, using the pattern I did before as a guide to cut out 2 of everything, except for the underpart because I'm gonna do that in foam later. Sewing everything together by hand, remembering to have the edge on the outside on everything this time. So now that we're done with that, I'm going to use cosplay foam to make the heel. I'm using about a 5mm thick one, but you can always go lighter or smaller, or opt for more fleece or what you feel comfortable with. This time I'm sanding the sides down to make it rounder and neater before sewing everything together. It's basically done, but I want to strengthen the bottom, so I put on some wooden glue on the bottom to give a protective layer. And while we have the wooden glue out, I might as well do another layer on the d.va heels. Let's do some detail painting. I took this dark grey and painted it on the toe of Judy's shoes to mimic her not shoe that she has. So finally we can start coloring d.va's shoes with about 2 to 3 layers of white acrylic before coloring the heel and bottom part with a neutral grey. I'm adding some detail like the black sole, the pink thingy and the green stripe she has. I wanted to make my Kingdom Hearts girl shoe pop more, so I opted for a more intense yellow and retouched the thing. And then I refilled every other color that needed to be more intense. So here's a stupid thing I did, which I do not recommend, but I'm putting it in the video so you know. I sealed all my shoes with this gloss varnish because I wanted them to shine, which was so unnecessary. Really, you don't need to do that. Acrylic sticks by itself, it's fine. And here are the shoes. A pretty good job if I do say so myself. I can see some discoloring on d.va shoes, but I can fix that later. Because I want to move on to hair. So these dolls will be getting new hair and Nick will be given a tail. Let's start with Penny. The yarn I used didn't really work for the regular brush technique, so I will be cutting yarn up and pulling it apart to make curly strands. Using wooden glue on the head, I will glue on every strand of yarn hair on her head. A long time ago I saw some glam Pennywise makeup with long hair, and I think that is what inspired me for this hairstyle. I still want her to look like she's a bit, sick, maybe bawling a bit and stuff like that. And so I'm not afraid to have the hair a bit parted for each strand and make it look like she doesn't have a lot of hair. I could stop here actually, but I want it to be a bit more glam than this, so this is what I ended up with. I like it. I didn't do the under part because it would make everything too thick in my opinion. I want a long, thin hairstyle. Let's make some regular yarn weft. I like making these hand-holden weft with about 2 loops and cut them at each side, creating 4 strands and tying it in the middle. After you have about 20, it's time to brush them out. The best way to brush them out is like with real hair, starting at the end of the yarn and working your way up. When everything is done, I use my hair straightener at the weft on a low setting. If you can't have low setting, you can heat it up and turn it off, then straighten the hair. I glued the yarn on plastic to make long wefts. And of course I'm using wooden glue because that is what I have. I do believe maybe I should water down the glue or something because my wefts always become too thick. I need to practice more on that. So now that everything is glued down, let's set it aside to let it dry and start on the skeleton on the tail. I didn't have a thicker metal wire, so I had to strengthen the thin wire I had by wrapping it around itself about 3 times. When that is done, I take my hand drill and make a tiny hole in the back, making sure the wire fits. But before we can glue it on, we need to glue the yarn on, starting with white on the tail and working up to brown and then to orange. The tail looks pretty fine for being my first ever tail. Let's use hot glue and glue it on. Nice. Let's move on to d.va. d.va is my first ever doll to reroute using RetroDoll US hair, and I do believe I know a lot more now how to do this than I did then. So I'm gonna give the doll a new boil wash, a reboil wash, another boil wash? You know what I mean. Be careful, kids. I do not recommend holding the doll while pouring hot boiling water on it. But you know, I was kinda impatient. Let it dry for about a day. Then, when we come back to her, the hair is a lot more straight. And she doesn't have that weird bend she had before. So I'm just going to trim her up a bit. Moving on to the dolls that never had hair, I will be using the yarn method. I couldn't find the right color for Chat Noir, which was so annoying and so sad. But I really wanted him to have hair, so I opted for this light blonde. Hey, maybe it can be his evil twin or something. But before gluing on the hair, I have to finish Judy's ears. I'm painting it with acrylic. I don't know why I did the eyebrows black when she has light grey hair. Nelly, what were you thinking about? Well, thank God, it will be changed. I started gluing on loose yarns to her hair, which was kind of tricky this time. And when that is done, I give her 2 cute pigtails. I will be using the same technique on Chat Noir, but first I need to fix his scalp by applying some hot glue. His hairstyle was really hard to mimic, and I did actually not see the weft before, like when I was done with the doll. I didn't cover everything, so I will probably redo it some other day. But because I cut his hair this time, I have more experience, so it will be greater next time, hopefully. But here is the dolls with their new hair and tail. Looks good. I love Penny's long hair. A nick tail makes the doll look so much more complete. As you can see, I also painted some details on Judy and d.va's face to improve them, even if I think I went overboard with d.va's catch lights. Let's move on to the clothes. And it's just these two ladies that will receive a new outfit. I'm starting off with Penny. I want to give her poofy pants and a cool shirt, so I'm using my regular shorts pattern by my Frog Stuff and a homemade shirt pattern. I don't have white fabric, so I'm trying with this sock. Drawing on the pattern, here it is all cut up. It's supposed to look like this. Sewing the G part together, remember to go slow if using a sewing machine. You can definitely do all this by hand, sometimes it's a lot easier. So that's done. Now I will sew the top part together so I can insert an elastic band at the waist. Then I sew the G part again. Time to sew the inner thighs, shut like this. And so the pants are done. It really doesn't look good at all. Let me try something else. I'm going to make a tight-fitting dress instead. It's very simple. Take a frilly sock and use only the leg part. Lay the doll on top and follow the doll's body with a pen. Sew on the marks drawn, don't forget to fit it to the doll, and then cut the axis. Do not cut all the way though. Instead, cut till you come to the frill part and then cut at an angle so it will be a hole and the doll's arm can pass through. Let's try it on. After removing her neck frill, I can say I really like this dress. It's just missing something. Let me see what I can do about that, and we'll come back to it later. So let's do Judy. I made some pants using the same method as to Penny, but just made the pants sleeves longer and tighter. And I made her this shirt. The arm is weird, but that won't be visible because of her chest armor thing. Speaking of her chest armor thing, I did a pattern of her chest piece and I cut it out on Warbler with two straps that will be going over her shoulders. Because I cut it with scissors, it's a bit ragged, so I'm using a heat gun to smoothen out the edges. Then I color everything black. I also made her this pouch belt with Warbler foam and some nail art thingies. It was so much fun doing tiny stuff for my dolls that I forgot to turn on the camera. And I also did d.va's headphones. I used a lead pen to melt a pin needle onto the headphones that was stuck to the head so the headphones wouldn't drop off. I also fixed some colors on her clothes as I said I would in the beginning. And here they are, all done. I gave Penny a pink pom-pom because that was the only one I could find and it looks good. But yeah, with this all the dolls are basically done. Let's check them out. I do believe it's good to revisit old projects that you aren't pleased or finished with, and this was actually very fun. Time consuming but fun. Well, I hope you have enjoyed this different doll customizing finishing video from me. Oh, so you have? Nice. Then maybe you would like to hit that like button. Cool. As always, all my handles will be down in the description below, and I will see you some other time. Bye!